Hi everybody, I feel like I have to do a quick update because I haven't been very active lately, and so people might be asking what I'm up to. So a couple of announcements in this video which I'm looking very much forward to, and some quick takes here. That's all I've got for now, because the reason why I'm currently quite inactive is that lots of things going on in the private life, so some things I have to organize, and one of the most important one is that in just a couple of days I'm going to fly to China again, and that one will be very special, this time with our little family, so with our newborn, and first flight actually, so I'm not sure how well it's gonna go, but it's definitely the case that we're heading there. So might be that the next video will be already from China, and of course I'm going to the Beijing Auto Show, so maybe there is some chances that I can take a look at the NIO sub-brand Onvo, but I don't think actually it might be showcased there, but maybe we're lucky. That would be awesome to see. I'll stick a little longer in China, so even if it's not at the auto show, I'll possibly have some time later on to review it in person. At least I'm hoping that that will be the case. If that's not the case, at least the new ET7, for example, should be on the scene, as well as with all of the other cars that I'm very excited about to watch personally again and give you my thoughts on what's going on the ground. Also, of course, maybe the macroeconomics, like, you know, how well is the Chinese economy doing in comparison to the last time when we've been there. I might dig a little bit deeper into that topic as well. So stay tuned for a couple of on the ground videos from China from my side. And of course, it was a terrible time to be inactive currently, as the stock has sold off, for example, for NIO, but all of the Chinese names, most of the risk names in general. There's lots of things going on the geopolitical side currently, or also in the markets, with the Fed cuts being pushed out more and more again. I just, it feels stupid just banging on the same narrative here that at some point they're gonna cut, but it's still seemingly not happening. Still a really hot US economy, still inflation prints not as low as giving the data to the Fed that they can go ahead and do it. However, I'm staying a bull. I think they will cut at some point, and I actually even think that, things like the rate hikes, like making cars unaffordable, making houses unaffordable, these things are not boding well in the long term for most of the Western economies, and I think are actually even inflationary themselves. But that's not my final take here on these macro issues. Also not regarding just the latest news. Why has NIO and other Chinese names sold off into the weekend as much? Is that this move by Iran, which you possibly have heard about now, has been mostly telegraphed. So they have said that they're going to retaliate against Israel. And of course, the fear is that there will be a more hot war and a spread out into other countries, and some people even talking about World War III and whatever. Seems like maybe all of that has been in a, let's say, more constrained manner. Yes, of course, there have been attacks, but the latest news that I've heard as I'm recording, but that might of course change, is that Netanyahu and Biden had a call, and they are not gonna escalate this any further, and Iran also said they're done with it. So this has been their message. Of course, you never know what's going on, but anyways, this, along with some final dates for tax loss selling by the end of the week, has been possibly responsible for most of the weakness in some of these risk assets. And generally, still, unfortunately, very bad environment for Chinese stocks, despite the first positive vibes that we're getting from the Chinese economy in terms of some consumer data, some inflation data, which is not as bad on many levels as expected. And so we'll see. I think it will take a little bit more time and more assurance, and also better geopolitical relations, that's for sure. If we're going to get that, I'm as uncertain as you are, possibly, but I just want to let you know in this video that this is kind of the a quick take on some of these matters. So also very good on this note to hear that Li Bin was quite outspoken at his keynote at Harvard that he just gave, in which he was calling for global cooperation, which I think it's quite rare to see people speaking like that currently in this environment. Unfortunately, not our politicians and diplomats, which are failing us in my point of view. Good to have businessmen like Li Bin standing up and saying, look guys, cooperation is the way to go. He's doing that in the US at Harvard. So this really a nice sign and makes me, proud in a way to support this as a shareholder of NIO there. So that's most of the macro stuff that has been happening. Of course, I'm also planning on giving you my take on the matter of the update of Baillie Gifford having a reduced holding in NIO stock, which is of course a major news. A couple of things in the next couple of days will be Patreon only for now. For example, this take on Baillie Gifford, which I think will be a longer take because I'm trying to reach out in the background to some of the people who know better and also have extensively thought about this, what might be the reasons and so on. So I'll give you my summary on that in the Patreon network first. And second of all, I have also, that's another update, finalized my update of the NIO business case, which I use as a reference for investing for my personal investment. And the first business case was definitely outdated based on the Hefei agreement. Lots of stuff have happened in between. The sub-brands were not part of the case. And of course, many assumptions also have been too bullish, unfortunately, given all that happened in between with COVID and so on. And so I have an update which will include my new business assumptions on that and price targets for 2025, 2030 and so on. And once I've settled in China and when I've got the time to go through this, I'll give you my updates on that. So unfortunately, not too much content lately, maybe not in the next couple of days because of the reasons that I just told you. I want to give updates and videos that are full of information, value to the viewers and so on. And I don't want to do it too many times like currently, like today, just between some stuff that I'm doing. And so I hope you appreciate that. I hope you support me with this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.